I applied to Yonsei University. I got accepted to study in Korea for 2 years. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm so excited to be making this video because I'm going to answer some of the questions you guys had about Yonsei University. I have my computer here and I'm going to read some of the questions and I will try to be as helpful as possible. The idea is to bring out a lot of information for you guys, and so that if you want to apply to Yonsei University or any other university in Korea, the process might be easier for you than it was for me, because I had no one to reach out to about this, and honestly it was very stressful, as you might saw in my other videos. Honestly, it's not that difficult. It's just like you need to gather all the information, and that's what is difficult, I think. But once you know everything, it's like easy. First of all, I decided to choose Yonsei University because it's one of the top universities in Asia. I think it's ranked 11 in Asia and 53 in the world. And in Korea, it's one of the best. I think it's in the top 3. 2 years ago, when I visited Korea, I decided to visit the campus of Yonsei, and I just fell in love with the campus. And so when I looked into their website about the programs they had, I was like, oh my god, I so want to go study there. And that's why I chose Yonsei University and not any other one. Actually, I also applied to 2 others Korean university, which was Konkuk University and the other was Sejong University. I did not get into Sejong University, and for Konkuk University I decided not to go further the process because I had the interview, and actually I don't know, there was an issue with my application because my application went to the Korean track when I went the English track, and they told me that there would be no problem for the classes because I already knew a little bit of Korean, and also that there would be a translation app or something. And I was like, oh no, yeah, I don't want it. So but thankfully Yonsei accepted me, so that was the one I wanted the most, like for real. First question is, what program or major did you apply for? I applied to a master in International Trade, Finance and Management. This is in the Graduate School of International Studies, so it's not the general track that Korean usually go for. Mine is international studies, so everything is in English. So I applied through a global admission track, and there's also ones for undergraduate, but mine was graduate studies. Because I think that if you apply as a regular international student, it means that you would be applying for the same track that Korean would go for, so the programs would be in Korea, which would be much more difficult to get in, especially if you do not really speak fluently Korean. The next question is, what documents did you need for your application? So there were a lot of documents. That's why I had a mental breakdown through the process. But if you prepare yourself very early on, I think it's okay. It's just that I kind of did everything last minute, so that's why I was like not prepared and having mental breakdowns. There is an official guidelines that you can follow where they show every document that you need. I might forget a few things. I know that you need your identity papers, your passports, your parents' passport as well, a bachelor degree certificate. You also need to give them your grades, and everything has to be officially in English. Like you need an official translator to translate everything. You also need recommendation letters. You need 2 of them, and the recommendation letters has to be sent by the recommenders. It cannot be sent by you. So this is also something that you have to prepare yourself for. It can be written by your previous teachers or by an employer that you had or currently have. I personally tried reaching out to my previous teachers, but no one answered, so that was great. So yeah, if you don't have teachers, you can also ask your employer, so that's okay. And also you have to write a personal statement where you're going to explain why you want to study at Yonsei, why this program, what are your future plans, what job do you want, which part of the program you like the most, and how is it going to be helpful to you future self, basically. Also, my personal statement was like 3 pages. I think maybe I will put it in the description so that you can have a look and have like an example. I'm not saying you have to do it exactly like I did. Yeah, so you can have an idea, because I did not know what a personal statement had to look like. I might forget a few things, so I would recommend you to go see at the guidelines on the website. Anyways, next question. How long did it take to hear back after applying? So for fall semester, the application deadline was from March 31st to April 18th. So you have 2 weeks to apply, and then you get to hear the result on June 13th, so 2 months later. I think that if you want to apply for the spring semester, it's like around October or something. I'm not quite sure, but you need to check the deadlines because it always changes. Okay, next question is, did you apply with TOPIK scores or was it in English? If you don't know, TOPIK is the certificate for Korean language. I do not have TOPIK at all. I do speak a little bit of Korean, but I do not have a certificate. And if you are aiming for the international track, you do not need a TOPIK. You need an English certificate though, if you do not come from an English speaking country. Now I'm going to answer a question about cost and scholarships. So how much does tuition cost per semester at Yonsei? Once again, it differs from the program, but on my program, so for the 2 years, is around like 18,000 euros. But you do not have to pay everything right away. You have to pay per semester. So I already paid my first semester. In the first semester, you have to pay semester tuition plus the entrance fee, which like the entrance fee is around 1 million to something like that. I'm not sure, but it's like an entrance fee that you have to pay for the first semester, and the others you don't have to pay. So you just pay a little bit more for the first semester. And I paid around 8 million won for the first semester, which was around 5,400 euros. But you do have scholarships. First of all, you have the JKS scholarship, which is a government scholarship. You can apply through the scholarship. I did not because I missed the deadline. It was way before the application deadline. You have to be careful because it's not on the Yonsei website. It's something else. But if you get these scholarships, it's very great because they are paying for your tuition, giving you money, I think every month. They are paying for your flight tickets and help you with accommodation. If you have this, literally you are living life very great. But if you don't apply to this, you also have other scholarships that Yonsei is giving. First of all, when you are applying, Yonsei is looking at your grades, your personal statement and everything, and then they can give you a merit-based scholarship, meaning that your application is so great that they want you so much in their university that they're going to pay for the tuition. Then when you are starting your first semester, you don't have to pay anything, which is great. I did not get this. It's okay because if you don't get this scholarship, you can also get other scholarships starting the second semester. There is the Dean's scholarship, there is work study scholarship, which is like when you are working in the campus, and then they are giving you a scholarship basically per semester, which is helping you pay for the tuition. Also, you have another scholarship, which if you have very good grades during the first semester, then you can get a scholarship for the second semester. Oh, yeah, just know you have options. Oh, there's something new. If you're applying as an international student for the general track, you can get your tuition paid. This is something new that they just implemented like a few weeks ago. So is there any housing for international students? Don't say campus. There is international dorms, which is very weird, but I believe you have to apply before you get the results. So like you don't know if you get in, but you still have to apply for the international dorms. I believe that you are sharing your room with someone else, and so I didn't want to do that because I don't want to share my space. I just don't feel comfortable doing that, but I know that some do not care. It's also good like to make friends, and I think it's not expensive compared to housing in Seoul. It might be a good option to do that. Personally, I decided to find my own place, but I think I'm going to rent a place for a few weeks and then I will go to a real estate agent and try to find something right there, because the only thing is that deposits are very high in Seoul. It's like 10 million wons and even more. Also, there are a lot of scams online, so be careful with that. So these are the few questions I had. Of course, if you have more questions, make sure to drop a comment. I will try my best to answer. If you also are planning to apply to Yonsei and you feel like too hard to get into and so that you're not even going to try, I'm promising you that it's not that difficult. This is my only advice. Okay, do your best and do not give up. Because I was thinking there's no way I'm gonna get into Yonsei because why would they accept me? But if you don't try, you don't know. So my advice to you is don't give up and try your best. A lot of people have told me that they were thinking about applying to Korean university and even like other university abroad, and that they did not even try to do so because they were thinking that they would not get in. even before applying. No, you don't know if you're gonna get in or not if you don't try. So please, you need to try, especially if it's a dream of yours. Do not listen to these voices that are telling you you're not going to get in or that you're not going to achieve it. This is just your anxiety speaking to you, so do not listen to that, okay? Keep going. Even though you're having mental breakdowns, just do it. Otherwise, you're going to regret it. You don't need to do everything right away. You can take some time to do the things. But organize yourself. Make sure you gather everything before the application process starts. Be confident, okay? Trust yourself. You can do anything you set your mind to. But anyway, I'm gonna end this video here. Hopefully this has been a little bit helpful to at least one person. I will see you in the next video, hopefully very, very soon. Until then, take care of yourself. Bye!